Alright, greetings, Legionists. Sorry about that. Windows 10 randomly decided that it needed to shut down my computer and take a big old dump in the toilet. It apparently thinks that my hard drive is. Just randomly, it's like, hey, we know your computer was on all last night and all that. We could have done this then. But we needed to interrupt your live stream so we could just sit down, just take a dump into your hard drive right then with this stupid update that took all of 5 seconds. My internet went down like 5 minutes before the update, and then it was, even after my computer started, it was down for about 5 or so minutes after it, and then I was trying to get everything back up and running after that. I apologize. Yeah, that was very aggravating. Alright, now we are back to it, though. I'm going to be streaming for the next 45 minutes. Okay. 2 more turns, and that'll be done. And Oglock the Orrible could be horrible again.
Nasty magic's ready. On it.
I'm aware. There's the rebellion. Don't give a crap about Ivres. Okay. No fragging terror. Who cares about these pipsqueaks either? Faction encountered. Bone Rattlers. Cupcake, you must be wanting to die. Okay.
I'll get there. Who should we zap?
Okay. An idle Ragnarok. Cool. Okay, that is done. Up here. You know what? I'm just going to start moving him back. Skaven Blight. Okay, get a garrison building there. What is that? One more turn? Yeah, one more turn. Torka. Ackendorf does not yet have a garrison. Yeah, we need to build one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, except I don't want any of that. So, yeah. On who? Oh, on you. Yeah, let's cleanse corruption. Okay. Let's end the turn. Get out of the way. Okay, yeah. You need to die. I am sick and tired of the vampires. I really am. They are a frickin' pill. Okay. Confederation between those two. Okay, you know what? You...
The tribe's ready.
Okay. Cool. And that'll leave only 3 more.
Good right, Simon. Wurrzag will do it.
Not enough to get across the mountains.
More likes it.
Alright, I'll run to right there. That should give him enough. Dang, he almost maxes out.
Me.
I'll stay there for one more turn. Okay. Okay. What's in that? Faction destroyed. Clan Eshin. Good to know. Good to know. Marsilion. Raiding. Bilbali Estalia. Reputation +5 per turn. Nice. All right, let's see if he can make it. Yeah, he can. Excellent. Cool. All right. Just hopped over there. You go ahead and run down to here.
I'm special. Get out here.
You go ahead and run to right there. This. This is all the ones that just require loot now. Oh no, they give other upgrades. That's actually not bad. For goblins, anyway. If I ever recruit more gobos. This cupcake just needs to die. Okay, 2 more archers. End of the turn. Mr. Findor. Nice. Okay.
Nasty magic's ready. Ready to go.
Yes, he'll be proper good to you. Swift in.
Now we'll see. Yeah, on it.
Well, Matorka is not my primary goal at the moment. Okay. That's upgrading. Considering that this is going to be the battleground from whence we fight these dang cupcakes. Oh man, these guys are ticking me off. Okay. Valduzu Bissendorf. Ulthur Grouch. Cool, you're back. Yeah. Yeah. I'm back at least for the next half hour or so. That sucked, man. Sometimes I just hate Windows 10. Just fragmentation, dude. Just Windows 10 just needed to take a dump, man. No warning. Well, it gave me a minor, like a 5-minute warning. And it's like, all right. And it sabotaged my, I think it was the update that sabotaged my internet. Because my internet just suddenly wasn't working right before the update happened. So I think it was, yeah, my internet that randomly just sabotaged me.
Nasty magic's ready. This way.
Okay, new dog is weird. Anyways. Alright. Cool. Alright, this army is now fully decked out and ready to go. Got some trolls, got some arachnarok spiders, some dude and diver catapults, one thing artillery, just because, some archers, Orc Biggins and Black Orcs, baby. Excuse me. Okay, James Anderson. Back up? Yeah. Yeah, for at least the next half hour, I am back up. Oh, that was really frustrating. Windows 10 just basically shut down my computer, dropped its drawers, took a dump of an update in my hard drive, and then it's like, okay, alright, now that we got that out, you go ahead and do whatever it is you were doing. And I'm just sitting there going, screw you, Windows 10. Screw you. You couldn't have done that last night? You couldn't have done that when, like, sometime over the weekend when I wasn't streaming? You literally were incapable of doing that any other time. You just had to take a dump right then.
Don't push me.
Man, that was frustrating. That was frustrating.
I have seen the future.
The tribe's ready.
Darkness comes.
Now they'll see. Underway.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Okay, currently at 13. Alright. Zoc Backstab. I can feel your anger. Good. If I thought my anger was being subtle, I hate to have to be more obtuse about it. Or overt. There we go. I'd hate to think I'd have to be more overt about my obviously subtle anger. Angry gods. No, we're gonna do a tribute. I need obedience right now. Oh, the Doomtide apparently got punched in the face.
Thought wants me over there.
Okay. That's done with right there.
Wurrzag, the great green prophet. I'm leaving.
Who is this? Oh, WAAAGGHH. Yeah, I was just barely able to get that. Okay. Yeah, the big lads.
Now's the time. What you want?
Alright, let's start raiding, baby. Let's start raiding. Teach these suckos pain. Okay, ending the turn. Foreign trespasser. Old Dour Sour Scowl. Old Door Sour Scowl.
So, you've heard of Wurrzag's mighty powers, has you?
No. Yeah, that's right. I'm coming for you, Cupcake. Get the frag off my lawn. Well, now I got all kinds of trespassers all over my property. And these ones are raiding too.
Let's take what should be ours. I'll use me spells. Go in.
Okay.
Wurrzag will do it.
Okay, upgrade that. Okay. What do we have? There's 18 here. We have some regular savage orcs that I can definitely trade out for something better. And go ahead and upgrade these guys to combat skins. So they'll reload a little faster. Cool. Alright, I'm currently at 22 scrap. I should only be at 32 next turn. I'm just kind of testing it to see, like, if I'm getting any bonuses. Okay. And there's them dwarves. Itchy.
Much more than you can.
No. Man, these people are just not getting the hint. Yeah, that's right. Get off the lawn, Cupcake. Get off the lawn. We've got a lousy army. Oh. Knights of Origio destroyed. Cool.
Wurrzag. More likes it. All right then, let's do it.
Oh, definitely above 32. Apparently rating does earn you just a bit of scrap. James, other than Total War, what you playing lately? I have been continuing to play The Abomination, and yes, just like I did with Diablo 3, because I played a lot of Diablo 3, even though I consider that game to be really bad. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 76 lately. And the more I play it, the more I find that's wrong with it. Holy Terra, as I discover each issue that I have an issue with, I should quickly film a short video of me talking about it, and then splice them all together into a video at some point, because I think he just realized I was watching him. I should splice it together into a video, because Fallout 76, it had some upgrades to 7. It did. I mean, not 7, to Fallout 4. But that game is... Oh, man, a lot of the glitches Fallout 4 had, it has. And it's got new glitches. Horrible glitches. Glitches that the people... that Bethesda should have ironed out months upon months ago, if not over a year ago. I mean, how long has 76 been out? I don't even know. That game has so much wrong with it. Reason why I keep playing it, I'm bored. Genuinely. Like, and there are certain things about it which hold my interest. Just like, but there are points where I'm just like sitting there fuming in raging anger. Like, So you can trade in your legendary items for what's called script. I think it's called script. Anyway, when you trade in your legendary items for script, you know, you can use that script to turn around and buy more legendary items. But it doesn't give you specific legendary items that you can buy. You just kind of have to roll the dice and hope you get a really good legendary item with good traits. And the other day, I went in there, rolled the dice a bunch, because I had saved up like 400 script. So the other day, I went in there and rolled the dice a bunch of times, trying to see if I could get some, you know, good equipment. So what freaking happens? It was all trash. Like there was a few items here or there which were decent that were like, okay, well, I could use that, but it's not pinnacle. I just spent almost 400 script for nothing. Well, I then turned around and started selling all those legendary items back, the ones I didn't want, because there was like maybe two that I would keep. Just after I sold 2 of them, it said, oh, sorry, the vendor can't accept anymore because it's out of script. That is a game-built handicap. It's in the game. It's built to be that way. I mean, there's obviously no technical reason for it to be like that. It's an in-game, and I'm just like, what the heck is your justification? And what's more is to fast travel within the game, you have to spend caps. You have to spend your hard-earned caps. You don't get to fast travel for free. There's no, in the hardcore mode of Fallout 4, you didn't get to fast travel at all. But you did get vertibird signal grenades at a certain point in the campaign that you could use to essentially fast travel. Like, that became your fast travel. Because there's no vehicles in the game except vertibirds, and you don't even get to pilot them yourself. Someone else pilots them. But you chuck one, vertibird comes, shows up, you hop in it, tell it where you want to go, it takes you there, drops you off. And honestly, it's a kind of a sucky system. And I was hoping that with the next Fallout, they would upgrade that in some way. But no. As far as I can tell so far, I've yet to see anybody traveling around in vertibirds. I see vertibirds in the air, but no. I don't even... So they took that away. So the only way you can fast travel is with caps. And with these caps, like, you know, you're spending your hard-earned caps to travel places. Well, you'd think that at a different script vendor, like you could go to a different vending machine where you're able to sell your legendary items back, and you'd think that it would have a fresh set of script there. Fresh, you know? That would make sense. It's a totally different location, halfway across the map. Nope. They're all linked. They all have the exact same amount of script. So when you sell one of your items at one location, all of them have less script. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, this is just with the legendary items. I mean, the script stuff, you know. So it's sort of understandable. They're just trying to give a handicap to that. It's an okay flaw, you know, not the biggest most game-breaking flaw. I'm not done with the economy yet. Not done. Because they weren't done there. Yeah. So, in Fallout 4, one of my primary ways of selling crap, like, instead of scrapping it, I would sell it. And I would craft grape mentats just so that I could run out someplace. I'd pop the grape mentats, which, by the way, you had to find the ingredients for. Grape mentats required whiskey and the hub flower. I think it was called the hub flower. Anyway, bring back the ketchup. All right, Budgie, I'll bring back the ketchup. There it is, back in its place of honor. And there's no dice tower in the way this time. The ketchup's like, oh yeah, now you can see me. So, at all the locations where you can sell crap, and there are great mentats still, but you need to find recipes in order to craft things, and I have not found the recipe for great mentats yet, so I can't craft them. So I just have to depend on whether I can buy them, or if I happen to find one. And so far, I haven't seen any for sale. I only have been able to find like 2. In my entire 137 hours playing Fallout 70 crap fest, I found 2 great mentats. Anyway, so I go to a location like the Wayward, which is basically a bar that you can go to. And I sell a bunch of my crap. And then, either on foot or paying caps to fast travel, I go to a different location. Like there's these vendors that are all along the railroad tracks that go through approximately the center of the map. So it's sort of convenient. So I go there, and I go to sell, and it says, oh, we're all out of caps too. Because the Wayward had run out of caps, which makes sense. Eventually they run out of caps. You know, they can't buy any more off you until they refresh, until they get more caps in. But then I go to a completely different location, a completely different establishment that is not even linked to the Wayward. And they had exactly the same amount of caps that the Wayward had when I left. To say that I was ticked off at this stupid limitation within the game would be an understatement. To say that I went into rage mode, like people here, but James has seen my rage mode, like all the way. And I swear, even if he was in the middle of bowel intensive pain, when I discovered this purposeful flaw designed into the game, I went into such a rage mode. I'm sure he could feel it through the dark side of the Force. I'm sure he could feel my rage, my anger. But I'm not done. That's the perfect part. That's the beautiful part of all of this. I'm not done ragging on this one single cruddy aspect of this game. That's right, folks. There's another sucky part to this economy. So, one of the things I disliked about Fallout 4 is just how little caps the vendors would carry on them. But what I would do is I would come up to them. I'd find a bunch of ammunition that they were carrying, or junk that I really wanted, or things like that, and I would buy it off them en masse. Now, this was sort of a way of expanding on the amount of caps that they had, because then I was pouring caps into their reservoir, and then I would sell all my crap to them, and I would make all that back and drain them until they had no caps left at all. So they had, like, sometimes, depending on what I bought from them, they could get up to like 10,000 caps, if not more, in their inventory. But then I would make all that back and then some a little bit. And yeah, that was how it was in Fallout 4. And then I could go to a different vendor in a different location and repeat the process. And I was traveling to different locations. I was going to the effort. You know, gameplay-wise, it makes freaking sense. And then, in Fallout 76, if I sell something to a vendor, the caps just disappear. They don't go into a reservoir. They don't go into their reservoir. I can't make those caps back. They just poof. They disappear. They become nothing. Or what the frag ever. They don't add it to their pool where then I could, sell them stuff and make that back. No. No. Not in the cards. Not in the cards. It is very stupid. It's very frustrating. And I'm just like, this is imbecilic. This is absolutely imbecilic. There is no justification for just how bad they've purposely made Fallout 70 crap. Anyway, Budgie's like, OMG, a different brand! I know, man. I'm versatile with my ketchup brands. I'll hop from one to the other. James says, LOL, just stop playing it. Oh, come on, James. Did you actually just say that? Did you say that? How long did I play Diablo 3? How long did I play Diablo 3, even though you'd message me and be like, hey, dude, you've told me you hate that game. Why are you playing it? And I'd just be like, I literally don't know. Even though I hate this game, I'm still playing it. I don't know. You've seen me. You've seen the pattern of behavior. It's like I am a masochist when it comes to games that I hate. Come on, man. Why did you even say that? You know that I've got that problem. Like, you know better than most people.
Away.
It's like I'm the masochist gamer. I play games that I hate to, like, hurt myself. James, maybe you like butting yourself through pain. Like thousands of small cuts for the rest of eternity. Hurting. Yeah, maybe. Maybe in that way, I'm just a masochist. Who knows? Try to break your habit. I play games that I enjoy a lot, like Total War. I do. I do. When it comes to this one, I don't know. I'm not sure I want to break the habit. I'm not sure I want to stop it. A part of me is just like, you're bored. Keep playing. It's like, there's no other games that I like really want to play. And Fallout 70 crap has a few new interesting things. Despite all the horrible things about the game, it also has a story I've not yet to explore. And there are redeeming aspects about the story of Fallout 70 crap. There are redeeming aspects. There are things about the story I genuinely enjoy. I mean, it's not a lot. Fallout 4 had in my opinion, a much better storyline that was far, far better in crafting. But, still. Let's get rid of these guys. Oh, I can't afford it anymore. Anyway. I don't know, man. I just do not know. But there is enough to keep me playing for a little while. Gameplay-wise, it's kind of hit a ceiling. At like level 51, you can't put any more stats into your baseline perks. What do I mean by that? If you played Fallout 4, you know the special brand, you know, the S for special meant strength, and you could put like maximum 10 points into strength, max it all the way out up to 10, and then you'd unlock all of the perks that were in there, and you could start tiering those up. And by the time you get up to level 100, you're still tiering up points. Well, at Fallout 76, they max you out at 50. You're not allowed to tier up anymore. Which, at first I really hated that. And then I actually saw some interesting gameplay limitations there where it forces you to think. And I was all like, you know what? It allows you to collect more cards. These cards give you your actual abilities within the perks. You can swap them out. As long as you have the card, you can swap it out anytime just by going into the menu and swapping them around. So, as I thought about that, it's like, yeah, you get back to your base, you swap out all your in-base skills, and then you do everything you do in your base, like your crafting, your breaking down of equipment, that kind of stuff. And then when you go to leave, you can switch back to all your combat cards and go back out into the world. That can get tiring really fast, and it has. If I had just a press of a button, I could switch back and forth. That would be much better. But I guarantee you, Bethesda has reserved that kind of function for Fallout First, which is the subscription service for Fallout 70 crap. Anyway, there's like very little nice things I can say about the game. Yes, I will continue to play it. Yes, I will continue to hate it. And yes, people will continue to tell me, just don't play it, bro. And I'm just going to be like, doesn't work like that with me. Doesn't work like that. I will excruciate myself I will make myself... I don't even know why. It's like a difficult habit to break. It's like I'm a bleeding masochist when it comes to video games that I hate. But yeah, I'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And I don't even know why. Alright, let's end that turn. But anyway, the more I play the game, the more I'm just like, they should have fixed these flaws by now. This game should be running like a well-oiled machine by now. The fact that it isn't is a horrible reflection on Bethesda. It is a horrible reflection on... Who are the people who own it? ZeniMax or something like that? Whether they like it or not, it's a reflection on them. Because they are helping to fund that piece of trash. And they're making money off of it. It's a reflection on them. And if Microsoft goes through, because I don't know if the deal is 100% confirmed yet with buying Bethesda, but if Microsoft fully finishes the purchase of Bethesda, it's going to be a reflection on them. And there's no running away from that. Microsoft either kicks Bethesda to the curb and breaks a few bones. Metaphorical bones here, not literal ones. But starts breaking some bones of the game company and has them fix what is wrong with this game. Because Bethesda, you know when you get some broken bones and then they heal improperly? That's Bethesda right now. They went in there. When Bethesda was still a somewhat respectable company, Todd Howard and ZeniMax and everybody else, they came in there, they broke the living crap out of Bethesda, and they let everything heal up wrong. Microsoft, you want to fix this? You're going to have to get in there, and you're going to have to break some of those bones again, and then reset them properly. This company needs to be built back up proper, which means the greed mongers need to be gone. You need to build up respect with the fan base, goodwill with the fan base. You need for the fan base to be chomping at the bit for your games again. Or you can continue to flip them off. I don't know, Microsoft. I don't know. That might be your thing. Goodness knows, I've hated what Halo turned into. Anyway. James, I just don't get it. If you put that much time into multiplayer games like StarCraft, you would be a pro. Yeah, Microsoft owns them now. It has gone through. Okay, well, this is officially... Fallout First is now, every day that it goes by, it's a reflection on them. It's a reflection on Microsoft. Every day that it goes by, that it's still a thing. It's a reflection on them. And until they get rid of it, and we'll see if they do, there's a good chance they won't. Until they get rid of it, it will continue to be. And if they do one day get rid of it, well, kudos to them. But they need to get rid of it. And every day they don't is bad will towards Microsoft. There is just no excuse. I do not. It's like, it's your company now. Bethesda belongs to you now. You got to reset the bones. You got to fix it, or it's a reflection on you. And there's no running away from that fact. You can try to run away. Doesn't mean you're going to get anywhere. Well, James, you do get it. I've told you why I've had issues playing StarCraft 2. It's the anxiety. It is the absolute anxiety. You know when I was playing StarCraft 1 with you and I told you I was losing focus? It's that too. It's not just the anxiety anymore. It's that when I play, I lose focus. And I flounder. And I mess up hardcore. Like hardcore. And it happens over and over again. That's why I like chill games now where I don't have to worry and I don't have to stress and I just play for relaxation. Because I can't play competitively anymore. This game, Total War Warhammer, is about as close as I get to competitive play anymore. And I do enjoy it. There are times where the computer actually does test me.
Wurrzag.
And I say there are times. It's not a constant thing. But anyway.
I'll use my spells.
I know the issues with playing StarCraft or any multiplayer game. I'm just saying, if you put the same time in, you would be great. Oh, I don't deny that. If I did, like, hone my skills in the multiplayer of StarCraft the same way I do with Diablo 3 and Fallout 70 crap, oh yeah, man, I would probably be pro by now. But I need to get my focus back. I need to be able to concentrate while playing. I need to get my head back in the game.
Nasty magic's ready.
Those are the things that I need. And it's no joke, dude. No joke. 17 grand. That is expensive. And don't get me wrong, I want to. I absolutely want to. Budgie, I think it's about how much you enjoy it. So if it's fun, do it. If not, then why? Good question, man. I mean, I can sit there and I could rag on Fallout 76 all day. All day long. And people are like, if you're not enjoying it, why play it? And I'll literally just be like, I really don't know. But I am. And I'm playing it a lot. Like a heck of a lot. And there's really no dodging around that fact. Like, it's hard freaking core. In that way. I will put myself through hundreds, if not sometimes thousands of hours of a game that I'm just not enjoying that much. If not, I straight up hate. I'll rag on its flaws. Like, when I put myself through that, I'll literally just start ragging on it and talking about how much I freaking hate it. And James here will just be like, then stop playing it. And I'm like, I won't. And I don't know why. And I can't particularly explain it. People, I mean, you want to come forward and say that's because I'm enjoying it. Well, if I'm enjoying it, why do I tear it such a new one? I mean, I'm probably enjoying it on some level. But by the way I talk about it, which is expressing my feelings, my actual feelings that I feel about it, you wouldn't know that I had any kind of enjoyment of it. You really wouldn't know. Anyway. I swear I should, like, create a series called The Masochist Gamer. And just show myself streaming a game that I hate. Who knows? Maybe there's an audience for that. Okay, it got hot in here again. Ah, gosh. It just, like, I have the jacket on, it's too warm. I take the jacket off, it gets cold. I'm just like, really? James, I would kill to have Arendelle play more multiplayer with me, but I know he would not be happy playing them. And these are games he loves. Yeah, I love StarCraft. I love StarCraft. I do. It's a game I have a lot of passion for. But there are two problems when I play it. Multiplayer-wise. When I play multiplayer for a lot of these games, I have serious anxiety. No, that's the number one issue. The second issue, which I'm, like, the default, the knee-jerk reaction is to say that my loss of focus is because of the anxiety, but I'm not convinced of that. My gut instinct says that my loss of focus is not related to the anxiety. I don't know that. Can't prove that. I'm not sure. But I mean, there's something going on. And I'm determined to figure out what it is so I can fix it and be a normal person that can play multiplayer games and not have any anxiety. And then I would play the games that I loved in multiplayer. I mean, ask James. I used to play StarCraft 1 versus him through the wall. We hammered each other. We got like pro level off of each other. We threw each other into the meat grinder, and we're constantly learning new tactics, facing each other and adapting and strategizing to face off with each other and things like that. And he could practically, by the book, tell you what my favorite tactic was playing StarCraft 1. What my favorite tactic was when we would play multiplayer versus each other. Now, the mere thought of even playing just James, even just playing him, fills me with anxiety. Man, it's intense. It is intense. Okay, so that's improving there. I can run over here, and I can start raiding again. Right now, I'm raiding for scrap. Like, I want to get as much scrap as freaking possible so I can upgrade all my dudes before I start the war with the vampires. Anyway, let's read this. Budgie. I like playing Mordau, but it's too intense. And it's literally the people who invest the most time are the best. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's savage. Noobs get destroyed. It's too much, and I am not relaxed. But you like playing the game, yet the intensity and all that crap is just too much. I can get that. I can get that. I guess there isn't a noob bracket. You know, for the noob players, so they can just play against each other and slowly rank up. I guess the moment you start the game, you just start getting slapped across the face. Is that how it is? I'll give you an example. About 10 years ago, when I was playing MechWarrior Online, I honestly had a piece of crap computer. And I emphasize the word piece of crap. It was, even for its time, it was not built up to spec. And when MechWarrior Online came out and I started playing it, it was bad. It would lag through the wall. I wasn't streaming. I wasn't recording. It would just lag through the wall. And in that particular way, it was bad. And, I mean, holy Terra. Let me... Bonus versus infantry, bonus versus large. Let's go with bonus versus infantry. I mean, I don't think this is worth 80 scrap. The Immortals armor, that was worth it. Last time I played Orks, there was an Immortals option. I guess that's only when you're playing Grimgore Ironhide. That's my best guess. But with these guys, it's only doing these two. That's not worth 80 scrap. I'm still going to give it to them because I want to enhance them in some way. But the scrap upgrades, I expected to be better. I really did. Anyway. That's a pity. Cool, that'll max out that army. Let me go and... Alright. James. I love the process of getting better at a game. At least when I enjoy the controls. To get to a point in Halo that I couldn't stand using a controller. I can lose 1,000 times and try again and again. Budgie. James, Mordhau is too unforgiving. The mechanics for combat are insane. James says, I play Dark Souls. ... Budgie, some people are like Jedis. James, that is unforgiving. Budgie, You just cannot hurt them. If you went up against a level 100 plus player, you would die every time. And remember, levels don't give you any boosts whatsoever. What does? James, I get it. Just a matter of trying to get to their level. What? Okay, so levels don't give you a boost in Mordhau, so they're a 100 plus level player. What's the big deal? But what I'm saying is you cannot invest the time to get that good. Why not? Not if you... Oh, if you have a job. So literally the only people good in these games are the people without jobs? How did they get that good? Nothing boosts you in Mordhau. Man, it doesn't sound like a... Like, how does that game grow? It sounds like that game is so unforgiving towards new players that the game could never grow. That's genuinely what it sounds like. Okay, so I'm actually at this point gonna go... Dang it, my throat. I'm gonna go ahead and run back here and prepare to take the underpass to come under these mountains and have this army help out a little bit with at least taking down this fort. At least with that. Anyway, I'm preparing to actually make my move now. Because I think all my armies are basically... Oh, wait. No, he's not maxed out. What's going on here? Why haven't I maxed him out? He's got slots for 2 more. What's going on there? Oh, there's the Crimson Killers that you were talking about. Man, okay, I'm going to recruit them just to see how they do. I know I don't need them. You're supposed to save regiments of renown till you need them, but I just want to see how they do. Like, legitimately. Yeah, same options there. That's sad. It sucks. Anyway. Alright, well, there's nothing left for him to do right there. So I'm just going to run him back across the border and start raiding again. And then, after that, I'll run him back across again and recruit more. Anyway. Let's end it. Alright, let's catch up in the chat. Levels give you new skins, etc. That's all they do? James Anderson. Some could say the same about StarCraft. You can get to a point where you lose versus someone and can never advance to the next rank. Okay. Budgie. It's like World of Warcraft. It literally killed itself. Oh, Mordhau killed itself? Oh, dang, James. That's how all multiplayer games are. Budgie. More levels, less involvement with the environment. Go away. More, Dang, I lost my place in the chat. More levels, less involvement with the environment, community, etc. James, in general, there is always someone better than you, and you have to just keep trying. Because if the game gets too hard and you quit playing because of frustration, then of course you will never reach the level to compete with them. Budgie. And that's what kills a lot of games. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You gotta... If you have the big enough player base, you got to be able to have it so the noobs can play the noobs, and as they get better versus each other, some of them climb up through the ranks and start getting better, and then they get to a new difficulty level where there are better players, and then they play versus them, and then as they play versus them, and mind you, no elites are allowed into these games. No uber high-up people are allowed to just get into these games. In order to be noob-friendly, you got to let them play at their own difficulty bracket. I don't see how else it's going to be noob-friendly. And then once they play versus, those players get better versus, each other more. And then they start climbing up and start climbing up and start climbing up until they get to a point where they can play those elites. And they get their butts kicked at first. But they're at a bracket where they understand more about the game, where they've had time to play, they've had time to get good to the point where they understand what these elites are doing that is so insanely good, and they can adapt, understand, and then fight those elites over time to the point where then they're elites as well. They're the Jedi. And then it's Jedi fighting Jedi. But I've noticed that a lot of games aren't doing that. And I'm not sure why. Like, if there's a reason why that's not happening, that just goes over my head. I'm just like, why not? Unless you lack such a player base, unless your player base is so small, you can't do that. You've got so few games going on that you just have to throw the noobs in with the into the meat grinder and watch as they get blown out of the water and get frustrated with the game because they can't get any better and leave. I could see that. I mean, not that I can't see. I've seen that. Eternal Crusade, that's what killed the game. I've done 2 reviews on Eternal Crusade, and I believe I brought that very point up in both of them. I remember in one of those games, in Eternal Crusade, where there was a player who said, that's it, I'm getting my Steam refund. I've given this game my all. And not only am I getting absolutely walloped in every single game, but the enemy is trashing me every time they slaughter me. They're absolutely trashing me. So the community was uber toxic as well. And there was no punishment system in Eternal Crusade back then. I don't know if they've implemented one now, but back then there wasn't. It was just, I don't even know. But Eternal Crusade, it dug its own grave and then threw itself in. And the fans who left, and the fans who tried to come in and play the game, but were driven off, they weren't the ones who buried it. The ones who made justifications for the game, the ones who said, no, this game is good the way it is, they were the ones who buried it. Because that game, the makers made so many promises. That game should have been so much more. And then a new manager was put in, and he dropped the goals through the floor, and the game tanked with them. That game was nothing compared to what it should have been, what it was promised to be. What I dropped, I think, over $100 into. Back when they made those promises. And I was willing to wait for the real deal. Never happened. Anyway, sorry, let's get back to the chat, and then I'm going to get back to the game. I have a lot of sad feelings about Eternal Crusade. That's a game that should have been better, deserved to be better. They promised that it would be like PlanetSide, which is a game that I've played a little bit of, I think, except that game is so free to pay. I emphasize the word free to pay, not free to play, free to pay, that I couldn't get into it. It turned my stomach. You just buy to win. Anyway, let's see. James, Cheese is a game where there are some people so good, they know what you are going to do before you do it, and it is at that time impossible. Oh, dang. Budgie, people get too powerful, and you can never beat them, so what's the point? But Cheese is different. You do not get boosts to make a better gamer. Blizzard games already do that. Oh, yeah, back to James. Blizzard gamers already do that, and you still get to a point where you can't advance. Budgie, it's literally skill. I mean, like the Korean gamers, for example. Budgie, LOL, you missed the point. James, and the only way to get better is to keep playing. Budgie, it's not. So you play Cheese, and you both start off with the same pieces. James, so Cheese takes no skill. Budgie, you play Call of Duty, for example. You could be against people who have more pieces. What are more pieces? Cheese, are you saying chess or cheese? Because you've spelled it chess, but I assume you mean cheese. Cheese is different completely and is a level playing field. Oh, did you mean chess? Is that what you meant? Chess? Oh, you did mean chess. I assumed y'all were talking cheese, as in, you know, when somebody says that something is cheese in a game, Budgie, when they say something is cheese, they mean it's like uber powerful meta. It's like the meta. Just like doo-doosh. That's what I thought he was talking about. And that's what I thought y'all were meaning. So when you were saying chess, I thought you meant cheese. Anyway, sorry, moving on. Chess is different completely and is a level playing field. James, right, but if you play enough, we'll get the same guns and perks. You just have to go through the grinder. Emphasis on the grinder there. What James said, the grinder, it's brutal, it's painful. I've done it with some games where you just get slaughtered over and over, but you're making a minuscule amount of whatever you need to grind up, like in-game currency or whatever, to buy the better guns, to buy the better equipment, to buy the better gear, until you get to the point where, equipment-wise, you match the other person. You have unlocked everything they've got unlocked. And then you can finally, like, your skill level, as you're slowly, like, researching the game, understanding it more, and slowly tearing up. Yeah, I can understand that. Anyway, James, and at that point, it is skill, indeed. And the people who are the most skilled are the ones who are going to be able to adapt the best. Budgie, yes, you will, but you will always be at a disadvantage to early adopters. Early adopters. Oh, fudge. Are those the people who... Yeah, because they bought into the game early, they get stuff that literally nobody else gets? That was like the ultimate buy to win. Because even the whales that come in after, who are willing to dump crap tons of money into the game, if there's restricted gear that actually changes gameplay that only the people who bought into the game early get, then that is game breaking. That's just trash. Yeah, I don't even support being able to buy with money anything that actually changes gameplay. If that's ever the case, I'm like, no. The game's trash. It can be great in every other area, but that's just trash. James, plus you can get good enough to play with a basic gun and no perks and beat someone who has everything because you are just better. Well, that's true. Budgie, as they have more pieces. James, not always. You will get to a point where you are equal. Budgie, that is not the general consensus. Did he just, yeah, the whole cheese thing. I get grinding, but grinding is pointless. It's not always pointless. If you're grinding for better gear so that you can match their gear, that's great. You know, it starts putting you up on a higher level where your skill, getting access to a wider range of equipment, no, grinding has a purpose. Unless literally you have access to every piece of gear the entire game has from the moment you start as a noob. Which would be kind of weird, but okay, let's say that's the case. Then yes, then grinding, if you're not learning from the experience, if you're not mentally leveling up, if you're not growing from that, then yes, it's pointless. However, if you're a skilled player who even from the grind, even from the painful grind, is learning and understanding, the grind is not pointless. And if you're unlocking new levels of equipment as you go up, then yes, you're unlocking more, you're understanding more, and the grind has a point. Even if it's excruciating painful, even if it takes months of grind, it has a point. There is a reason to the grind. But yeah, you actually have to have a point there. Anyway, James, how is grinding pointless? Budgie, it's boring and not fun. I get that it's boring and not fun, but if you're dedicated, Budgie, I've grinded games where I wanted to get better and I wanted to unlock things, even though I would be lucky if I even got a single kill in the match before I got slaughtered. I would do it over and over and over for that ever so bit of in-game currency that I would earn from that game. In the case that my team would win and I'd get a slight bonus for being on the team that won. Or anything along those lines. I would do it. Even though I was miserable. Even though it was painful to play. And why was I doing it then? Because I wanted to unlock better equipment. And as I slowly tiered up and I did unlock better crap, I started having more fun. Or any fun at all. There was a point to it. I had a goal. I had a reason. So I do not call the grind pointless. Anyway. Budgie. So time is an acceptable currency. What do you mean? What do you mean time is an acceptable currency? And money is not. I do not accept that you can, like, if there's a way to put money into the game and get ahead, like to literally buy game-changing equipment, no. I do not accept that. I do not, like, a game does that, and I'm like, you're done. With me, you're done. I used to play those kind of games. And sometimes I still will, but I'll never put a penny in. On sheer principle. Even though the game's built to literally be impossible, if you don't put money in, I'll do it. I will sink in hours upon hours of grinding gameplay. And if in the end I truly deem that there is nothing redeemable about the game, that without putting money in, you'll never be able to truly, like, advance without putting in years of effort, which by the time you get up to those years of effort, they'll have increased skill cap or whatever bloody else. In other words, you would never be able to get up there amongst the elite unless you put in the money. Then I'll, like, generally at that point, it's like, alright, done. But those games, to me, are the trashiest. They're the worst. And they're the ones that I don't play. Except on rare occasion, but I never put a penny in. And that's just the way I am. It's the way I'll always be. I am the worst nightmare for the people who design these games to get you to pay. I am their worst bloody nightmare because I never will. They can make the game as hard as they want to. As hard as they ever want to. The most they'll ever do is alienate me. The most they'll ever do is eventually get to the point where I'll stop playing. Which eventually there will come a point where I'll stop. Where the game is so bad, so painful, so excruciating, I'm just like, done. Where I'll finally walk away. But they have to make it pretty dang bad to reach that point. There are very few games that I have personally played that genuinely reach that level. Anyway. Darn, I need to catch up on this chat so I can, like, at least play one more turn. Gosh. I've gone almost a half hour over what I intended to. I am just chatting away. Man, this conversation is going on. James, well, sure. If that is your opinion, that is fine. But those people didn't get on top by not going through the same thing. Budgie. But what you're saying is that if you have a job, etc., then you can never invest enough time to be good. Well, not necessarily. You can still invest that time. It just takes longer. It just takes longer, Budgie. A lot longer. But if you're like, from me, when I would play those kind of games, from the moment I got home, I would just start playing them. And yes, I had no life. Yes, it was incredibly unhealthy. Yes, it was terribly bad for me. But that's what I would do. And there were some games where I actually got decently good. If not, there were a few games where I'd... Yeah, actually, there was a couple of... Trying to remember. I remember... Oh, yeah, Halo. Dang, Halo, yeah. I remember playing Halo. In multiplayer, oh man. I remember when I would almost always come first. Yes, I hated the storyline for Halo 4. But I played multiplayer through the wall on Halo 4. I maxed out every operator. Every single operator in Halo 4. Every last one. And I played multiplayer through the wall. And I, even when my team lost, normally was the first player. Like, I was the #1 player there. And when I would get off work, I'd come home and play Halo. And I get that Halo isn't one of those hardcore games. It's not one of those grinding games. It's not one of those games that punishes you. And it doesn't have game-breaking features where the people... like, who have ground through the game, have a game-breaking meta equipment at their disposal or anything like that. But you do unlock access to more gear and things like that as you level up, I think? I don't know, I spec'd up through each operator for a reason. Did I do that just for cosmetics? You know, it might have been. The last time I played Halo 4 was, like, over a year ago, if not more, and it might have been for, like, 2 games before I was, like, done. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played Halo 4. The last time I played Halo 4 regularly was before Halo 5 came out. And that was a while ago, as you know. What are they? They're like almost done with Halo 6 now or something. What they call it, Halo Infinity? Whatever. Anyway. Dang it, I'm still talking. Holy Dara. The chat. What is you... Let's see, James. That is not true. I have a job, and I am good at playing plenty of games that I had to grind, though. Budgie. LOL, that is my point. So if you can get the same items through time or money, what is the point? To me, it sucks. Like a game officially sucks if you can skip the time and the grind and just buy the stuff. And I don't play those games. This is what is broken. Oh yeah, I agree with you on that point. That is absolutely broken, Budgie. Because in this instant, time and money are exactly the same thing. I can't argue with that, Budgie. In those games, they are. James, there is nothing broken about it. You can still be on the same level by not putting any money into it as a person who buys everything. You just have to be better skilled at the game. Okay, James, you do have a point there. Like, let's say there's a game where you can buy everything. There's, like, literally, you can even buy experience. You can level yourself up to level 100 in the snap of a finger just because you bought everything. And then you start at the same time your buddy starts, who doesn't sink a dime into the game, who doesn't put in so much as a penny, but starts, like, throwing themselves into the grind, gets killed uber fast, getting slaughtered out there, yet they continue to play because they're dedicated and they want to. They really, really want to. Like, they're like, I'm going to get good at this game. And their buddy, well, let's define something really quick. Their buddy is going to, like, their buddy obviously has less dedication. In my opinion, the people who put money in have less dedication to the game. Here's my thought process. If you are willing to put money in to get ahead, that speaks something about your mentality, about taking shortcuts, about having a mental, I don't want to say deficiency, but to a point where you have a mental weakness, where you're willing to buy to get ahead rather than invest the time, the effort, the pain, and the dedication to get through. So the person who goes through the grind and slowly moves their way up till they, like, literally, as this person goes through the game and, you know, makes their way through it, let's say that they are a very dedicated player, though. They're very dedicated, despite the fact that they, too, get wiped out at their earlier level. Like, no, they automatically bought their way to level 100 or whatever. They have access to all the gear. I don't know. However, they're, like, playing the same amount. When this guy, inevitably, because he's dedicated, despite the fact he has a full-time job, he's dedicated despite the fact he's got a life, he's like, I'm going to get up there. And he eventually, no matter how much time it takes, gets up to, like, max level where he's unlocked everything, at least everything that isn't behind a paywall. This guy has put himself through the gridiron. This guy has put himself through the cauldron. This guy has proven he has what it takes. He is dedicated. He is committed. The guy over here, he might have gone through some hard times, but he bought everything he has. And the only thing he earned with a quick flip of a button with some money he just dropped on it, etc. I will place my bet on the guy who went through the grind becoming better than the guy who bought his way up every time. Every time. Because of the dedication. Because of the commitment. Because of the power. Because it's like, if I get beaten, I'm going to figure out why. Because if I get beaten, I want to know why. I absolutely see that. Like, this is a person who every time he gets beat, he's just like, you kick him in and he's down, he just gets back up. And I feel like the people who buy their way ahead, if they hit that point, if they ever hit a point where they start getting beat constantly and they can't win, due to the nature of the mentality that it takes to buy your way ahead, those are the raging gamers. Those are the ones who rage quit. Those are the ones who are like, what did I sink all this money into this game for? There may be the rare one who isn't like that, and I'm not saying they don't exist. They probably do. But even them that are that dedicated, I think there's something missing. They don't have the dedication of the grind player who ground their way through the meat grinder. And I think the skill and dedication of the meat grinder, I think it's going to be higher. Mind you, this is all theory, this is all conjecture. I haven't exactly gone out there and done a study or anything, but yeah, it's just my opinion. Anyway, alright, moving on. LOL, but if you don't have time, is it not acceptable to pay to get the same gear to be equal? This is hypothetical. If you pay, let's say that you get frustrated, you're sick and tired, and you just want to pay to be on the same level as the other people, I still feel like you're going to be missing something. But let's say that you do that. You get on their level, and then you put that behind you. You're like, okay, I paid to get here. Fine. I'm here now. I think that player, though, they hit the grind. They couldn't get through it, but they were like, let's say they were really committed to the game. They really wanted to play this. They were just dedicated. They were like, I'm going to do this. And then they hit that grind. They can't advance, or they feel like they're stagnant. They feel like they play day after day and they're not going anywhere because such a minuscule advancement. And they're like, all right, I'll buy something. And they buy something, it gives them enough of an edge to where they feel like they could start advancing. I'm like, okay, all right. If they buy everything, what? I mean, if they buy their way all the way up to the top to be equal with the enemy elite tier players, I'm just like, I don't know. I think there would be something missing internally, mentally. Once they're at that stage, I think something would be missing. But anyway, yeah, just my opinion. I have got to get through this chat. James, you can buy all the gear and still not be equal. It's true. It's true. Like, that person, once they, let's say they did buy all the gear, that wouldn't automatically make them equal. They'd still have to get their skill tier level up. But, would they have the dedication to? Because I think, having not forced themselves through the grind, having not been dedicated enough to put themselves through the meat grinder, if they hit the meat grinder at the top, having not forced their way up, it's like the chick and the egg. If you help the chick get out of the egg, are they going to be able to survive in life? Nature teaches us no. I think in the video gaming world, those people who buy their way ahead will never be on the same tier, skill level tier, not to mention dedication, as those people who went through the meat grinder. They're on different levels. And in a lot of these games, no one has that dedication. And I don't blame them. It's punishing. It's punishing to go through the meat grinder. It can rip your soul to frickin' pieces. And I don't blame anybody for not doing that. I completely get it. People decide they don't want to do that. I've decided there were a lot of games that weren't worth my time because of that. Especially if there was buy to win. And I get frustrated because that player over there has bought everything. And because of that, they're ridiculously ahead of me. I remember there was some game called Blacklight. It was a first-person shooter. And you could buy to get ahead. And I think there was even a paywall. There were guns you could not buy with the in-game currency. That was horrendous. That was freaking awful. But when you killed somebody, you could pick up their gun, which encouraged you to be really good in the game. James and I played that game a lot back when I was in the meta of first-person shooter, of making myself do that. We did that a lot. And I remember getting good at, like, targeting those enemy players who had the best gear and killing them. Like, I would focus. I knew their names. I knew their names. So when I saw them on the enemy team, I hunted them and I killed them and I took their gun and their gear and I used it to make my, like, for however long I had it before I got killed, to then advance myself. And I knew their names. I was dedicated. I was like, I will hunt you down because you have the gun I like. And if they switched to a different gun that I didn't like so much, they weren't on my hit list. And if they switched back to it and I found out, they were back on my hit list. Because they had guns that were behind paywalls that I really liked. And I used inferior equipment, inferior guns, to methodically hunt them down, to strategize ambush tactics, to coordinate with my only other teammate that I was actually on the comms with, James. I'd be like, oh, this player is in the game. And he'd be like, sweet, if I see him, I'll kill him. And if they had the gun that I really liked, but he wasn't so into, he'd kill them and let me know where the location was on the map, so I could then go there and pick up the gun. And then I was in the zone. I could not be equal with them because I wouldn't drop money in. But that fact only made me more dedicated. It made me a hunter. It made me their bane. Just saying. Oh, man. I was just like, like, those players who had the elite level gear, I hunted them down. Not because I hated them. Because they had what I wanted. And because the game let me pick up their stuff when I killed them. So I hunted them to extinction. I imagine I made a life pretty bad for some of them. Which is like when they got killed by the same guy who with the same lousy piece of crap gun for the upteenth time. And they were sinking money into this game. It's like, this is some noob who has that piece of crap gear that you get for free at level 5. It's like, I didn't get that gun for free. I earned that. I got up to level 5. And I'm killing you with that because I'm being bloody smart about the game. Because I am doing everything I can to win. I am pulling out every stop. I am watching for you. I am waiting behind every corner. I am looking for you. And while you consider me to be beneath your notice when you kill me, you don't get anything out of it. Because I'm just another noob to you. But every time I kill you, and you get frustrated because you see the gear I have, you see the level that I am. That was frustrating for them. Well, at least I imagine it was. I imagine it was. I don't actually know. I didn't hack their computer and like watch them or anything. Although that would have been fun. It would have been so much more satisfying if I could. But I'm not a hacker. And even if I was a hacker, I don't think I would do that kind of thing. Anyway, moving on. All right, man. Seriously, I need to do this, chat. Man, I just talk. And I talk, and I talk. Ugh. Oh, holy terror, the chat jumped. Oh, my fragging terror, did the chat go? Where was I? And that takes time. This is hypothetical. James, you can buy all the gear and still, Budgie. You are talking skill, though, James. I can be better than you till you butt in the game. Oh. I can be better than you till you buy in the time to beat me. Okay, yeah. James, I know that's what I'm saying. It is skill. Budgie, I'm talking about having that equal start. Well, yeah, dream on. Like, all these games are all about trying to milk you for the money. James Anderson, I'm different than Arendelt. I don't care if people want to buy stuff. True. James is different than me, Budgie. We're on different levels in that way. Budgie, not having an advantage by spending pure time on it. So if you are really skilled, but just cause people spend more time playing, they get better gear. Is that right? Did I read that right? I didn't understand that. So if you are really skilled, but just cause people spend more time playing, they get better gear. Is that right? I must be tired or something, because I keep rereading this and I'm not getting it. So if you are really skilled, but just because people spend more time playing, they get better gear. The people who... Okay, alright, so there are people who play and play and play, but they lack the skill in the game. And they can play as much as they want, but they lack a certain skill. Just because you play more doesn't necessarily mean you're more naturally talented. There are people who have a greater natural talent in certain areas. That's just a fact of life. Who are going to have an easier time of it. And that makes the players who really commit themselves and grind and grind and grind and get all that experience, and I'm talking about personal experience, it makes it really hard for them. Grindingly hard. Because the more talented players are going to have an easier time. But that doesn't mean they can't Obi-Wan Kenobi the living crap out of it. And even though they lack the skill, try to gain the experience and do the research to get better. But anyway, I don't know if I addressed your point or not, Budgie. I probably didn't. But anyway. Budgie, then they beat you? James, not always. Budgie, because the gear is stronger. James, even then, if they have better gear, you can still win. James, better gear does not mean auto-win. No, it does not. Budgie, but it helps. Oh, it absolutely helps. Don't get me wrong. Budgie, not to get ahead, to be equal. I love World of Warcraft, but I can't raid because I can't invest time. I literally cannot raid as no one will let you join them. Really? Oh, that's garbage. James, that is a different conversation, though. Budgie, I literally cannot do the hardest levels as I can't spend the time. James, that has nothing to do with skill. That has to do with people running the raid. Oh, that's true. Some garbage people. Budgie, no, you need to gear up to raid, etc. I thought you just said that the people wouldn't let you join, Budgie. You need to spend time to raid. But didn't you just say people wouldn't let you raid, and that was the reason why you weren't able to sink in the time or whatever? James, technically, you can be level 99 char with no time spent but gear. Char is character. Technically, you can be a level 99 character with no time spent but gear. Budgie, I literally endgame rated for 3 expansions. I'm not a big fan of World of Warcraft, and I also don't know its gameplay very well, so I can't really be a part of this conversation. So I'm just reading what y'all are saying out loud, and those who want to chime in who know World of Warcraft can. James, so if you have the money that solves that issue, Budgie, it was crazy dedication. So if I could buy gear, I could be equipped to fight. Nifty Knight, I don't enjoy grinds. I mean, Nifty Knight, I don't enjoy grinds either. Grinds are painful. Grinds are freaking terrible. They burn away your soul. But I do them because I want to be up there. I want to literally be at the point where I'm just like... It's almost like I want to prove in the most masochistic way possible that it's possible to get through the grind. It's like I've been challenged and I'm just like accepted. Whenever like a grinding opportunity like that comes up, there have been times where I've just gone through the meat grinder. It just grinds away your soul, but there are times where I've done it. Anyway, Budgie, every guild I have been in would not take some junk character with them. They would if they were team players, Budgie. They would if they were team players. They would take the junk character, be a team, and be like, hey, you know what? Stay alive, stay in the game, and stay alive, stay in the game, and frickin' do it. Anyway. Okay, I only have to recruit one more unit into this guy. Okay, alright. There they are, Black Orcs. Cool. Okay, I can't read the chat right now because I'm doing this, so I'm going to do this, and on the end of the turn, on the end of each turn, then I'll keep up with the chat. Or at least I'll try to. No, not that one. Cool. All right, we're there. Oh, you cupcakes. Whatever. All right, ending the turn. Okay. All right. Nifty Knights. Well, as I was saying, Budgie, every guild I've been in would not take some junk character with them. I remember when my brother Nathaniel would play World of Warcraft, you know, late nights, and he would be there just to help level up other people. He would be there. Oh, Budgie's got to go to bed. Oh, dang. He's got to be in bed for the hospital. All right. See you later, Budgie. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow, man. Good luck for your scan at the hospital. I'll see you then, dude. You stay out of trouble, all right? Or if you do get into trouble, have fun. Anyway. Okay, it's going to be a few more turns on that one. Oh, Cupcake, get off my lawn.
This magic is real.
No. Yeah, let's just underpass it.
This way.
I'm aware that I'm trespassing. I don't give a crap. Okay. I just remember how that he would help level up other players. He'd help them get better crap because they were teams. And it was essentially by the guilds he was in, he was assigned to do that job. He was assigned to help that team get better. That was his job. Anyway, Nifty Knight. A lot of the time, what you get isn't worth the hours you put in, so I generally avoid the games entirely. Not a bad idea, Nifty Knight. Don't reward the games that make it a grind on purpose, that try to punish you for not buying in. And yeah, a lot of the gear that you get, like in Blacklight, was not worth it. I got cruddy piece of crap guns with limited modifications you could make to them that made them genuinely terrible to get. I mean, they were terrible guns by comparison. Not only were the guns that were behind the paywalls just better in basically every conceivable way, they were, what are the words I'm trying to find here?
Nasty magic threat.
Trying to think.
Oh, yes. I'm special.
Let me just complete this turn, and I'll get back to that. Okay, all that's done. Bellower, Leadership Aura Size, Goblin Tide, Nastier Squigs. No. Weak versus multiple opponents, plus 15 to recharge. Ability. I mean, it's not bad, but I want to level this up now. I'll get to Renowned and Feared. It'll increase movement range and all that. Rally Green, Untainted. Upkeep for all units. Out-clevering. Man, I want all three of these. Oh, man, that sucks. No, I'm going to go Rally Green. We need to fight some serious vampiric taints, so that's where I'm going to go right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just let that turn fly on by now. Okay, anyway. Oh, darn it. I was trying to keep the thought in my head as I did the turn, but now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Blacklight. Oh, yeah, Blacklight. There being gear that was behind a paywall that you literally... The gear that you could earn in the game was nothing compared to the gear that was behind the paywall. Like, the gear that you earned in the game could have no attachments except for, like, maybe one or two, and they were really lousy ones. The ones that were behind the paywall had it all. They had it all. And, holy crap, dwarves are offering a non-aggression pack. That's rare. Anyway, they had every attachment. They had every option. They had it all, and to be on the opposite side of that paywall was miserable. But there were points in times, rare point in times, where that game was actually fun. But part of the reason why I played it was for the challenge. And not everybody's into that. Believe me, I get it. You know, not everybody's going to be into the challenge of it. But that was a big motivator for me. Anyway, alright, so let's go ahead. Oh, wait, no, the turn's going again. Alright, so, question is, do I start now? Do I go ahead and attack now? I've got a wall, and I intend to use that wall here.
Now they'll see.
Let's level this guy up. Cleanse corruption. Yeah. Let's get on all the fighting of the taint. Yeah, let's get on board with that.
Death ascendant.
Let's tick off some vampires. Yeah, I don't see any reason to delay any longer. What is this factions? Oh, they're strength level 4. What level am I? Let me
Do not underestimate the danger.
Oh. Rank 6. Okay, not too bad. Alright, anyway, let's do this. Definitely Gork.
The boys are pleased.
And automatic war. I have automatically declared war on them. Like, it's just instantaneous.
I have seen the future. Green profit. Let's fight.
Oh, I was hoping Isabella would be here. But, yeah, I get that she ain't. Okay, and my first strike, I take their capital. Loot and occupy. Cool. Okay. Is that worth it? Yes, it is. Gonna go ahead and build a garrison. Just in case. I mean, they're probably gonna come in and take it back, but whatever. I'm just gonna wipe these cupcakes out. Okay.
Me? That works. Time to fight.
Loot and occupy.
Nasty magic's ready. Who should we zap? Anything you say.
So the march and other stands get the same. So whatever. Alright, just get out of there.
The tribe's ready.
Sneak him. Okay. Precise. Sure, I'll upgrade Scave and Blight. Oh, it's half the money I currently got. Is it worth it? No. Not right now, it's not. I got bigger concerns. Mount Gunbad. Anything nice I can build there? Ooh, Fragging Terra. Why did I not build that earlier? Holy frag. This whole time that's just been sitting there. Normally I wouldn't build this at a mainline settlement, but I want it right now so that I can... Oh, I don't even remember what the words are. Well, anyway, yeah, I've got the dwarves super happy with me right now. Raiding the living crap out of the The doggone vampires has made them super happy with me. No, I don't want to upgrade that right now. I got to reserve my money for the long term. Zoofbar. No. Once again, I got to keep my money reserved for the war effort. Anyway. Okay. That's bonus versus infantry. Alright. Yeah, let's do that. And then let's upgrade one of the Arachnarok spiders. Melee defense, but long. Yeah, I'm going to do melee defense. I want my Arachnarok spiders to be tougher in melee. Okay. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Okay. Anyway, let me just. I would love. Budgie, I would love to end game raid. Oh, man, it just skipped to the bottom again. Now I gotta.
I'd get out of here if I were you.
No, are you? No, stop it. Stop asking. They wanted a military alliance. That's just completely out of character for dwarves. Let's see. I would love to end game raid. Just impossible with my life. Heck, we took Lich King on heroic. Dang. James, it is not impossible. Budgie, before nerf, James. It just takes you more time than them.
Great Lord. Your endless victories are changing.
Thank you for letting me know. I'm aware. Raiding, huh? What? Okay, well, I'm aware of what attrition is, but my army is in raid mode, so they should be fine. Anyway, let's switch to regular stance. Let's attack. Okay. Loot and occupy. Alright, what is this? Oh. I'm just gonna scrap that. I'm gonna build a garrison here.
Yes, he'll be proper good to him.
Okay, you. What the heck? Why is your movement speed suddenly so dang limited?
I'll get there. This magic is real.
Really weird. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Any economical upgrade that I can do, now is definitely the time. Oh, yeah, now. Yeah, there we go. Give it! It's Wurrzag. Well, I'll upgrade the garrison there just to make sure there's defenses and all that, but nothing really besides that. These two cupcakes raiding my turf. Frag. Just want them gone. I mean, like, duh. Sure, we'll do that one. You. Oh yeah, the big lads. Nope. Okay, ending the turn. All right. Or money. Nifty Knight. As nice as this is, do you want to play some Warhammer? Oh, sorry, Nifty. Yeah, I'm back to it now. Budgie's like, LOL. I think he should improve the omens. Nifty Knight. Nah, with that economy, I'd risk it. Budgie. LOL. James. I don't know. I like the conversation. Could care less about what he is playing. I was having a lot of fun with this conversation, if I'm being honest. Like, this was a lot of fun to have this conversation. And it honestly helped improve my mood a lot. Budgie's like, don't type! LOL! You literally cannot take junk characters. Nifty Knight. Best of luck, Budgie. LOL. I messaged you. My apologies, Budgie. I know you're no longer watching. My apologies. I didn't know that was the reason why you were messaging me on Steam. Now that you tell me that, I'm just like, oh man. That sucks. Ugh. Okay. Anyway, but thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, Budgie. You're welcome. Anyway, Nifty Knight. Everybody goes to the hospital sometimes. No need to worry about it. It's all good. Budgie. Suppose it will give me 3 more inches after all. Night all. Good night. Nifty Knight. Don't even try it. It's quite strong. Don't even try it. It's quite strong. Oh, okay. Alright, Nifty Knight. If you sack, then raise Castle Drakenhof, you get the prize at the end without having to deal with holding the city for 20 turns. Yeah, but don't the Nifty Knight, don't the WAAAGGHH disperse? Like, the extra army. The reason why I do it is for the extra army. Don't you lose the extra army if you complete sooner rather than later? I mean, that's the reason why I'm not going for Castle Drakenhof right now. Don't even try it as a shaman skill. Yeah.
Do not mistake me for a fool.
No, I've definitely mistaken you for a fool, but I wouldn't exactly call it a mistake. I'd call it more like an acute observation. Darn, both require 80 scrap. Black Orks require like the same level of scrap as freaking Ragnarok spiders. Serious? No, you just keep the wall for 20 turns, but you still won. Oh! Well, whatever. I don't want to raise Drakenhof. I want to keep it. If I have to wait 20 turns to get the prize, I am 100% good with that. Like, that does not bother me.
Let's smash 'em good.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, was that Isabella? Smash him faster. Arcane Conduit, Foot of Gork. Here we go. Brain Boost, Paint of Wurrzag, Power of the Law. Frenzy, Hide, Perfect Vigor, Encourage, Resilience, Missile Resistance, Physical, Ward Save. Oh, did I not? Oh, where does that show up? Dang, I don't know. I don't know if I defeated her with him. I can't find the ability. I guess I didn't. I got some kind of thing, but I didn't check to see who I was defeating first or what the ability was. I thought I might have seen that. Wait, what am I even doing here? Like, duh. Okay, alright. Go down traits in the middle. Well, luckily I just went here and I found it. Wound recovery time, -4. I mean, that's not a bad one. Not the one I was hoping it was. Isabella is the one I really want to hunt. Like, I would feel really sorry for Isabella if she wasn't already a bloodthirsty maniac. Because she's got to get hunted a lot. For her crap. Well, that ain't really that much over there. I'm going to go ahead and deck out another Ragnarok Spider with Scrap Barding. And then I'm going to go ahead and fight this. Alright, I'm actually going to have to manually fight this. Lightning Strike would not be to my advantage. And let's fight. Oh, darn. It's 309, you see? And, by the way, Budgie, if you happen to rewatch this, next time, I mean, just say first thing in the Steam chat that you don't want me to read this out loud. Because if you message me in the Steam, I figured you were just trying to cut ahead of the line like in the chat and just straight up say, hey, I gotta go. Which I completely respect. If you gotta go, you gotta go. But I figured that's why you were messaging me on Steam. It did not occur to me that you were trying to keep anything private. So next time, just, say ahead of time, hey, don't read this out loud. And I'll literally read the part. Hey, don't read this out loud. And I'll be like, oh, duh. Yeah, and like, don't share this with the, don't say any of this. And yeah, I won't. My apologies. At this point, Budgie would be chewing me out for apologizing too much if he were here. Okay. Only a little bit more. Come on, Lord. I gotta beat to the curb some vamps who are overrated. Very overrated. They don't even have any ranged. Bunch of losers. And my melee is a whole lot stronger than theirs. And then some. Plus I have ranged. So it's just like, suck to be you, sucker. Oh, what the? Don't read. Shut up, James. Shut up! WAAAGGHH. Go ahead and stay back here, WAAAGGHH. Are they coming at me? Oh, man, I was hoping they were. Oh, man, that would save me some effort. Alright, let's get everybody into formation really quick. Oh! Frag! Oh, man, I just had a serious stabbing pain in my big toe. Holy Terra, that was painful, man. That was painful. Okay, not too much longer before they get into formation. I'm going to turn this off for a moment. Almost in range. So I'm just going to move up the one that needs just a bit more range. Do some stretches, get that blood flowing to avoid the pains. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea, Nifty. Right now I'm moving around all my joints and I can hear things snap, crackle, pop. Rice Krispies. Are they finally going to attack? Yep, they're coming. Okay. Yeah, let's hit some Blood Knights. Oh, shoot. Whoa. Stop it. Whatever, go ahead and keep the fire up on them. See, I totally forgot about my cavalry. That's a thing with me. I always forget about them. Who flees? Oh, those guys. Yeah, that's fine. 6. The enemy lord is wounded. Alright, that should definitely cripple them. Oh, no. These guys are just sitting there.
Shifty! Show us the enemy! Shifty! Ready your badge!
Okay. Nifty night. Right, I'm off to bed. Good night and sleep well. I might stream some Skaven tomorrow, so if any of you want to see some rats action, swing by. Cool, man. Man, I should have you hop on. Oh, hop onto the Discord channel. That way, if you you ever stream it or anything like that, you can throw up a link. Anyway. Let me see. Loot and occupy. Okay. Well, I'm caught up all in the chat. I just had a satisfying battle. I am an hour and 20 minutes past what I intended. But it's been a lot of fun. The chat, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. This has been an absolute awesome blast. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good there. I will finish this turn off and continue with the campaign tomorrow. And, yeah. If you have not already and did enjoy the stream, please consider throwing it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and genuinely enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. And if you have not already joined the Discord, our server, and you want to interact with the community, especially, after hours and all that, you want to show off your models, or you just want to talk the lore across Warhammer, or even Warhammer 40k, that's what the server is for. And down, second link in the description, you can pop in there. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much. Y'all are absolutely awesome. You make it worth it every doggone day. I went an hour and 20 minutes over my planned time today because of y'all. You're freaking awesome. And thank you. I don't care if we agree or disagree. It's fun to have the conversations, the debates. I guess you could even define it as an argument, but I wouldn't because it was too much fun to be what would be classically typified as an argument. In any case, everybody, well, don't y'all be getting into too much trouble. Or do.